Hey, what's going on, guys? Hot Fuzzy here with my boy,
Sloppy noise.
and we're here to bring you a video of how to build your ship in the current status of Pyro with parts you can actually purchase and obtain. If you guys want to take a second, just please send us a like, comment, and sub. It would really help us grow in our channel here, and we'd love to keep doing this for you guys.
All right, so on to the current status of components, right? Right now, you have to buy them. There's a few ships that have physicalized components where you can go out and you can like take the comps out, throw other comps in. That's fine. Otherwise, you still got to buy them. You still got to use the Moby Glass to put them in and all that kind of stuff. And if you do have physicalized components, you have to unlock the ports first. That's right Alt and K. Um, that works with all weapons, by the way, on all ships. Whatever you can salvage, you can use. Uh, but yeah, and to save the loadout, right? There's gonna be a little clip of it. You go in, you take a missile, you pull it off your ship, you save it, and then you go and you throw the missile back on your ship and you save it. And this just it's a little thing just to make sure it actually sticks on your ship, right? Um, but yeah, that's only needed for the weapons you've found on the ground or salvaged or whatever. But yeah.
If you guys have been grinding out the executive ships, you can use those parts as well. They kind of count like a purchase part, so you can use them in your Moby Glass and transfer them on and off at will. I was able to take parts off the Sulian ship and put them onto my F7 with no issues right through the Moby Glass.
So we're gonna be covering some size one and some size two components, just because those are what most people have. Once you get into the bigger stuff, it's a whole different bag. Anyways, let's talk about weapons first and foremost, right? PVE or PvP. That's how we kind of balance ours, right? Um, for PvP, you almost always want slightly faster weapons, even at the cost of damage. All right, that just makes sure you're gonna hit your target because they dodge a lot more than an NPC would, right? So you're looking at Omnis, NDBs. It's like 1,400 rather than 1,000, but that's still a lot. That's 40%, right? And everyone wants 40% more of anything. Let's be honest. But yeah, so PvP, Omnis, NDBs, you're sacrificing a little bit of damage for 40% increased speed. You tend to hit ships a lot more when you have that speed, especially on smaller ships, Gladiuses, Arrows, F7s. You're more likely to actually do damage. Um, if you are going up against bots, all right, NPCs, if you can, use Ardors, all right? Huge damage boosts. Crazy. If not, regular attritions, M series, they do a good chunk of damage. They're very power efficient, and yeah, they're they're currently the best for PvE. Ballistics, just get rid of them. They're dookie. They're garbage. They just don't work that well. But yeah, for missiles, size two, bullets or rattlers. You're gonna find out when to use which. Rattlers might be a little better in PvP because you only have a 500-meter lock range rather than 1,000 with the bullet. With the size 3, they all feel good. I personally recommend the Thunderbolts, the EMs. I like them. I notice people get a little more freaked out when they see that Thunderbolt kind of pop up rather than like a fire on the missile thing. But yeah, that's it. Pretty much it for weapons.
All right, now we're going to jump into the shields. So, pretty much for every ship, size 2 shield and size 1 shield, we're going competition. We have not had any issues with like our part being blown up with the low health it seems right now with the status of the game. I have yet to lose my shields to a missile, to a ballistic damage, anything like that. So why not run the biggest, baddest shield you can get? And that's competition by far. This applies to all size 1, size 2 shields. Your size 3 guys, like if you have a Connie, for instance, that runs size 2 power and coolers, and you got that size 3, run the Industrial A Parapet. Get the biggest shield you can get. There is no reason to not run competition right now, outside of if you want to be a sneaky little bastard. We get it. You want to do that sometimes. You can buy some stealth parts, but we're recommending the competition parts, bar none. There's no question. I'd rather have 3,000 more shield than a little bit of sneakiness in my ship. For a size 2 ship, especially. For your size 1, it's a little more personal preference if you want that, but I'm sticking with the competitions. I'd rather have the survivability. For power plants, same thing. Max power. You can buy the Lumicore. It is currently purchasable in Stanton and Pyro shops. Boom. Done. You got huge amount of power pips to play with. No questions asked. Then we're going into the coolers, guys. For your size 1 coolers and size 2, it's stealth. You can buy stealth bees from a lot of shops in Stanton. You can look it up right there. There you go. You got Orison, Tressler, and Grim Hex. So for your size 1, get the Vapor Block. For your size 2, you're going to use the lovely Icebox. Yeah. And the Icebox is purchasable in Pyro as well, guys. So
just one little side note. There's like 1 or 2 ships that are size 2 where stealth isn't going to cut it. It's like a Valkyrie or something like that. They require more cooling even at, max power. It's going to be in the orange instead of the green. Other than that, yeah.
But the reason why we go with this is the efficiency power-wise. So you want to save as much power pips as you can, and the stealth grade only requires 2 in the size 2 and 1 in the size 1. That gives you so much free range to do whatever you want with that extra power. For a size 1 ship, you can pretty much max everything out in your ship with no problem. The Lumicore with the stealth coolers, bada boom, bada bing. You're set to go. For your quantum drives, for your size 1s, we're saying the industrial. It's weird to say industrial for that, but this thing zips. It gets you the most efficiency for the speed. It's minimally better than the Atlas, but the extra 20 or 18 or so quantum distance, it does make up for it over time. It is faster as well. For your size 2s,
it's what, 80 GM from Ruin to Checkmate or something like that, just to keep in mind.
Yeah, it does save you about a minute and a half, maybe even 2 minutes against the stock one. So for the size 2, we're going to say the Civilian A. It's technically slower. When I say technically slower, if you look at the distance jump, 4 minutes, 60 GM with this on. If you go with the industrial, this is comparing the industrial, it's about the same. 10 seconds, 20 seconds, that's pretty minimal. But the amount of quantum distance you gain is substantial.
And it's a cooldown.
Yep.
Dude, look at that cooldown difference. That's like 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. But anyways, that pretty much wraps it up for us. If you guys have any questions, throw a comment below. We'd love to hear from you.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Have a good one, guys.